Alright guys, happy 1st of July. We're going to be a little bored in the upcoming days with the market being closed 4th of July. So let's get as much pluses as we can before any of that kicks in. Looking like a pretty interesting day today. A lot of things either dipped or suddenly started flying again. I believe Wish is back in the game again. A lot of people are talking about it. It is once again chatter of the town. I'm already in with an average of 14.43, so I'd like to sell at like 15 or 16 preferably. Still waiting for Alfie to do its thing as well. Did not anticipate this thing dying out the way it did. But you know, today hopefully will be the day where it will once again soar like it has before. Because we still have a couple of days left until the conference, and there's going to be a lot of things that are going to randomly just start flying before the conference. Now, one thing I'm watching today very specifically is NRXP. There's a new guy I recently discovered, and he mentioned this yesterday. And you know, last night when I went to sleep, this had not done this little bump we're seeing in the morning right now. You know, so it's at flat 12. He was pretty confident that this is gonna soar, although he didn't really give any reasoning or anything like that. So, you know, before I even credit him or anything like that, I really want to see if him calling this out really does lead to this having any massive plays. I did look the stock up though. They do a lot of pharmaceutical stuff, pretty good stuff as well, not things that we don't really care about. I actually know patients who are taking Aviptadil in the coronavirus research I myself am part of. So I'm part of this research called iSpy COVID trials. It's a national research happening in multiple hospitals throughout America, and many of our patients do take Aviptadil. So it was really interesting to actually see a stock that is related to it. So that was pretty nice. This is like a COVID play as well as the other things they're a part of. So they also have a play in psychiatry, right? So you can see right here they have antidepressant stuff, suicidal prevention stuff, and you know this combination of both things is really good, really good. KTRA is another one I'm too salty to ever look at again. You know, it's one I can't even. I feel bad even opening KTRA because I made a huge mistake with it. You know, I had bought it, and then I had a really big position on it, and it started going down right after I bought it, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was supposed to do this when I bought it, but it never did. Had I held my position, I'd have had made a lot of money back. That's insane that this is what it did today. Wow. So it was going up all day yesterday, and then today, overnight, it flew. That's insane, man. I can't even try talking about KTRA. I lost too much money over there to talk about that. I saw someone post ATHE as well, and a lot of people talking about it on Stock Twits. Again, a penny stock, so it's like a nice, cheaper investment to take. Just be careful, because it's already gone up, you know, quite a large 60% jump. The AYRO you mentioned is also on the list for things that people mentioned, but you know, again, like, I'm not sure what this is really supposed to mean for any of us, the things that they're actually involved in. Why is it lagging? The heat is getting to everyone, and it's also on a little bit of a pricier end. You know, it might go up a little bit if you're trying to take like a big position in it. Like, you could try grabbing it right here and try to see if it gets to 550 and sell it, and every penny would be a big return if you're buying like $2,000 of it or something. But in general, like, it's usually under $5, so you know, you gotta be careful with that. But you gotta see, you know, maybe it will do one of these jumps like this, but when a stock has this kind of pattern, I try to avoid it. This is like hectic, as you can see. It looks like it has meaningless jumps. It just jumps whenever it feels like it. It's not like it has that much news. But if you want to, this is where I would grab it. I would just pick it up right here. Try to see what it does until opening of the market. Sell it right away. As soon as it breaks one barrier, I would say the next barrier to break 550 would be nice. WEI was doing some interesting moves yesterday. Let me see if I have that open still. No, I don't. And so here we are with WEI, hoping that it would go to, if this comes up again. It went all the way to 270. That's crazy. If this comes up again and passes 180, I would buy it at 180, because then at that point it would mean it would go to $2, right? So, or the chances of it going to $2 would be much higher if it comes to 180. Otherwise, right now anything can happen. Verb was on the watch yesterday. HUT is finally green yesterday. But this is like a long-term hold. This is not a day trade. So this I'm like holding for as long as I feel like. It's one of your crypto plays, blockchain plays. So I got in at 425. It was a pretty new IPO. 421. It started going up. I thought it was going to keep going up, but it doesn't matter. It sank to 346. Could have grabbed it there too, but it doesn't matter. It's going to go up and down as crypto goes up and down. And I think today crypto is looking a little red because most of my portfolio is crypto. Yeah. So whenever crypto starts to come soaring up, HUT along with Mara and Riot, MARA and RIOT, both of those, they're all going to start flying together. So those are some stocks you're supposed to grab when they're at a low. CUEN was a good one to play around with yesterday, and as you can see, today it's starting off pretty well. I got it at 678 yesterday, just 10 shares, not too many. I think I bought it live with you guys, and then I was able to sell all 10 shares at $8. Not a massive position. Still pointing up today too. Like it looks like it might do the same thing again. Possibly go up. But this trend right here, each time it came down further. So I'd be a little hesitant. And since I already got a gain out of it, I don't need to ruin that. Bridge line soared up again. Interesting. Bridge line. It's like all these information technology companies that are randomly soaring right now just because they have their conference coming up, and I'm guessing they must be publishing all kinds of news. Now if we look at what happened yesterday, then the numbers, the stocks that were at the top, out of nowhere, BRQS was the #1 volume. Like it was just so sudden, and it stayed the #1 volume until the end of the day. 203 million volume. But for the amount of volume it had, it didn't really show action like that. The action wasn't that crazy on it. Let me open it again. It's like it started the day under $1. Went to 144. Had a bunch of sell-offs too. Volume increases when you're all selling as well. And then the highest it got to was 157, and it fell off. Right. Very surprising to see this too. The fact that it fell off this morning, like that's pretty interesting. This is like for sale again. It's back on the market to buy again. This is probably one of the cheapest technology related stocks that are popular right now. Almost anything related to the Internet of Things, IoT devices, always booms. It just randomly starts to fly. Yeah, that's what was crazy. Like all that volume, but what was actually happening? It's almost like the volume was so high because it was double the action. For each buyer, there was also someone else that was selling, something like that, which is really strange because this never really hit a price where it's a selling price. Like it's not really, like this day was much more crazy. This right here where it almost hit $3, that's pretty insane. So I'm not sure who was selling or why people were selling, because it really wasn't at a price where you would sell it. Let me see. Yeah, no, you're fine waiting it out. There's no point in selling it at a loss, really. I would have a limit sell ready for this to sell it at, it passed 150 yesterday, so if you're gonna get busy, have a limit sell ready for this to sell it at 150. If it makes it a 150 again today, then great. I really want to see if AmirStocks takes off today, according to that one person that told me it will. And now that oil plays are becoming a big thing, you can see today this thing soared. I had U.S. oil for a long time, since August 24th, not that long, August 24th, and then I sold it when it got to 46.78. Today it's at 51.11. A lot of people are thinking of making getting call options on this. It's a viable option. You could think about it. Maybe a call option for it to go to 53 or something by the end of the week, maybe even by next week. Let me see what the options for this look like. July 2nd, that will be tomorrow. Wow. So you can actually buy a call option for tomorrow, and it's not that expensive either. The $52 one. I might try buying an option for this today. I've never done an option for the channel, but this is one I might try doing just because one of my friends over here on my other screen is trying to do it. I've also been looking for more stock screeners, so if anyone has any good stock screeners that they're into, anything that they're really enjoying or approving of, feel free to share. I'd love to look into some of those and see what I like. NRXP jumped up 40 cents this morning. $12 feels like a pretty good price to buy it at. Let's actually see what they've been doing. What I also saw was ACXP. Yeah, this guy. Oh, okay, nice. That's pretty good. Making its way back up to making me green. Not too far, but I really want this to go to like $2 or $3, but it is what it is. We'll take whatever we get. Maybe today is the day it'll actually boom more. Alright, back to what I was looking at. I just asked my team, what are we looking at today? And one of the guys told me to definitely keep an eye on BLIN. You know how I have so much money in Regulus or GLS? which is just drowning, but I can't do anything because I can't let this be another KTRA moment, so I'm just letting it sit there. But if I had this many shares of Dare instead, then damn, this thing, from the day I first looked at it, this thing actually went to 215. I would have been sold it at $2, take my profits and leave. Like, that's so nice. Such a good penny side. They're doing very good success with what they're trying to work on with reproductive health products. And I would still grab it even now. This thing is just waiting on good news. As soon as that first good news comes out, it's just gonna soar. And $6 BLIN. Is BLIN gonna take off today? It's already up 40% for the day. I would wait for a pullback. It's called Trade Ideas. Okay, great. I'll definitely check this out after the session today. So we have 10 more minutes until the market opens. What was the other thing we were looking? Oh, and you said ITRM. ITRM. Oh, I already have BLIN open right here. Oh, Ethereum. Okay, yeah, interesting. I bought it at 232, sold at 241. A very small position. Now it's at 234. May break it. Another big position. I mean, I only have 426 to work with this morning, but since I'm not already in on this, I would actually try picking it up right here because it looks like it's been pretty stable at this price, the 230 price. I would just submit an order right now, pre-market, pick it up at 234, see where it goes. Oh, I wanted to see, I keep forgetting. What did NRXP do? Positive data results from Aviptidil. I wonder if they're actually related to the research that I'm doing. No, I don't see any mention of the doctor I'm working with, nor do I see a mention of iSpy. This must just be another Aviptidil research. Oh wow! Someone just pointed out that CTXR is way too cheap right now, considering they're about to go into phase 3 and get approval. So then why is it so cheap? That feels a little sus. not sure how much of a boom news that really is for CTXR, but okay. It's so weird how it's just sitting there at 12. Like it's gonna start dancing as soon as the market opens. Yeah, I'm still not sure if I want to get in CTXR though. Oh, this is too expensive. Whoa, it doubled. What the heck? No wonder everyone's talking about it. That sucks to miss out on a stock that doubled. I played around with it in big positions too. I kept buying and selling 500 shares, and the last I sold it was at 962. Here we are today. When did it even fall back down like that? Yeah, okay. See, this is what I mean by the notes I take, right? Because if you ever see a stock that boomed like this and you know it's having another stock coming up, and it finally came back down to the price that it's usually at, right, before the boom, then you want to pick it up again, because then you know, depending on what they do, especially in the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah, this is crazy, because my goal has always been to at some point know that a stock is about to double, which of course no one's ever going to know, but to have really good, faith, and then put pretty much like 50,000 into it so that it can just become 100K. But keep missing all these big booms because no one can see the future. But one day I'm sure we're all gonna catch it. Not really seeing much movement from BLIN yet, but I would imagine that as the day goes on, yeah, I can understand that. Even now, personally for me, now that it's already done its massive doubling, that a lot of people are gonna have it selling off. Anyone, all these people that were holding it from here, a lot of them are gonna have limit orders that are already waiting to get filled as soon as the market opens. And some of their limit orders might have been like $6, $7, $8, stuff like that. It's unpredictable what it'll do right now. But again, I can't see why it doubled, right? There's no real mention for why it doubled. This is the only news here for today, and I guess this is viable news for why it doubled, because now they're going to be putting out a new telemedicine program, and telemedicine is pretty big right now. But like, as COVID comes to an end, which I hope it is coming to an end, we're not really that interested in telemedicine. So wait, have they already made it? They're going to deploy it, but they haven't deployed it yet. Okay. So basically, when this comes back down to the same under $5 price range again, it'll be worth grabbing for when they actually do deploy. Everyone's talking about how all these stocks, all these pharmaceutical stocks that did do groundbreaking things, like AMD with their hemopurifier, or MTP with their monoclonal antibody injector, APRE that literally reactivates P53 so you don't get cancer anymore, APOP that fixes potential bone marrow transplants. All these guys that did crazy things never really popped off. You know, groundbreaking stuff, but their stocks stay on the ground. So now I'm gonna make a note for this one, meds, to pick it up at around under 5 before they release their actual telemedicine program. And we still got Atos with their endoxifen that could have possibly fixed a lot of people's breast cancer issues, but again, like, you know, it didn't really take off the way it was supposed to. Look at it. You know, the highest it reached was like around $10. The only big grabs I've been successfully able to get into was ANVS and BTX. ANVS and BTX both with their neurodegenerative diseases, and I look forward to more of those things happening because you know, I initially started day trading because I love these pharma stocks and I love keeping up with it, and I feel like I know enough. But now seeing that pharma stocks are not really doing much is just kind of sad. Oh wow, look at that. Krispy Kreme, I didn't know they had their IPO today. Right, they just got listed 1st of July. This is pretty promising to me. I mean, pretty much everyone loves DNUT, so why would somebody not buy this? I wish I had more money to actually put into it, but I'll give it a shot. Yeah, let's check it out. We'll buy this whenever it opens. This might like boom as soon as it opens and then come back down. Market is open now though, 9:30. Let's see what's actually trending. I really can't believe MRIN died. MRIN and WISH and ALF, never really thought they were gonna die like this, but you know, it's got a little bit of a curl back up today. Hopefully it's gonna come back up. Get itself to fucking close to 1659 as much as possible. Let's see what's popping today. So market opens, BLIN is already pointing up. Let's see where the volumes are at. This is today. Every day is AMD lately. Wow, why is CCIV here? And RIG. Interesting. Good to see Gilead here. I already have a lot of Gilead. At a pretty high price I got it. This is back when it was starting to soar. I got it but didn't really get to sell it. But they pay dividends, so I've been making all the money back anyway. They pay a pretty good amount. And BLIN is falling back down. CPOP is halted. CPOP was also brand new yesterday. Got listed at the end. Oh my god, this is crazy. I got to play around with it for a little bit. Bought 5 shares, sold it. But now look at it. That's unbelievable. Who would have ever thought? Probably one of the most successful IPOs I've seen in a long time. Unreal. Pop culture. Like just look at what they do. Right? And then you imagine, why would this go soaring 400%, 300%? Like, it's just so unreal. It's so unreal. That's crazy. WEI is curling back up. BLIN is looking pretty promising. CUEN is also trying to break out. This morning when we were looking at CUEN, it was around the same price I bought it at before. I would have picked up more. Like, it was still, you see how it's like under $7 in these first few minutes that I've been streaming. I would have definitely picked up more, sell it again at something like that. If you ever see a play you've already done, and then you see the stock looks like it's something still that's popular, still doing stuff, and it's viable again, and you can return the play, then repeat the play, do it again. ATOS trying to fly again today. Yeah, Meds is very volatile, very volatile. What's it doing right now though, ever since it opened? Because today, as soon as market opened, as I said, like, a lot of people are going to be selling it. Their limit orders are filling out, and then maybe people are going to try buying it, but not sure who's going to want to buy it. Now that it's already excuse me, now that it's already kind of doubled. Why is Churchill getting so much volume? That's so weird. Every day is an Nvidia and AMD day, that we know. Nvidia's been soaring in prices. Very successful one to get option calls on when it was still flying. But so far it looks like a pretty weird morning, the things that are soaring. And why is rig is #1 in volume right now this morning. #1 in volume this morning, but it could just be a lot of people selling it off. Pretty positive trend. Oil and gas. Are you talking about meds? I did say that about meds, right? Yeah. So most people wouldn't want to buy meds right now because, for example, imagine you picked it up at, you know, 935 or even right here 887. It has far more potential to come back down now than it does to keep going up because it already did its big jump. Everyone bought it at like 4:30 a.m. when, you know, pre-market. Everyone bought it because they heard about the news, and then, you know, they saw that Meds is putting out a new telemedicine program, right? That was the news, and it soared already. It soared already. Now you don't want to buy a stock just to play it from like 9.10 to 9.15, right? You want to buy a stock to play it at least $1 up or maybe 50 cents up. It's very unlikely that it would do this, right? It's too volatile to risk that. It may, like, for example, it could possibly go to $10, but the risk is something that you would have to decide on your own. Is it worth the risk for you? It wouldn't be worth the risk for me. You know, with the size of my portfolio in the past, I've bought stocks, and I'm still holding stocks that I bought like 10,000 copies of, right? So you want to buy something that you have very good faith in. If you have the faith in it, you would go ahead and do it. Although the news they've published, they already gained for it. They published the news that they're going to be coming out with a new telemedicine. They gained for it. That's it. They're done. There's nothing else they're going to really gain for it anymore. Can it happen? Of course it can, but it's extremely unlikely, at least in my opinion. You know, so I wouldn't buy it. Most people wouldn't want to buy it anymore. It's everyone that was holding it here, whose money has nearly doubled. They're going to want to sell it, right? They definitely want to sell it and get out, but that's about it. So earlier I made a note for myself that I want to buy it again. I'm going to pick up meds later when it comes back to its usual baseline. You see, this is its usual baseline. Previously, when it boomed, I was part of it. I had bought 500 shares, right? I actually bought more than just 500 shares. I kept buying and selling it. You see how many times I scalped it? That time when it boomed, I scalped it multiple times, and in the very end, I sold it at 962. All in all, going plus, right? Now, after that, people sold it. Everyone sold it. It came back down, and it's at its normal baseline of like around $5. So this has happened. I made a note for it. When this comes back down to around $5, I'll pick it up, because then the next thing they're gonna do is they're actually gonna publish that they have their telemedicine ready, right? That their telemedicine program is about to be put out into the world for people to utilize, and that'll be another day it'll boom up. So I'll probably grab like a good 10,000 shares of it at the $5 range and wait for it to hit again to the nearly $10 range on the next news they're going to submit. And in general, I would call meds a hot stock. You're going to keep that on your watch list. You may even want to submit a limit buy right now in case you forget. You know, that's another thing that I sometimes do. Like if I know I want to buy a stock at $5, I'll submit a limit buy where I want to buy the stock at $5, so that if it ever comes down to $5, I'll instantly have a buy. However, I can't do that right now because I don't have enough funding available with my money tied up, right? Rig, as the number one volume, is now going ahead and doing its thing, right? So if I had a lot available, I would have, as I said, right, it was the number one volume, so I would have definitely picked some of it up and then see where it goes. It broke $5, right? That's this new 1-year high, right? That's the highest it's been in a year. That's crazy, right? And you know that because of the hype it's looking at right now, and because it's number one volume, and you know, although not everyone in the world uses this, a lot of people that are using whatever they're using, they're seeing this. This is the highest volume this morning. People are going to be buying it, right? Even though it's at an all-time high, people are going to buy it. It's at a pretty good price. It's got hype on it right now. It's also related to oil, which is one of the key niches right now that are flying. Oil, tech, and then of course medicine is always flying. But tech more so because there's that July, when did I say it's happening? There's that conference that's coming up. July 13th to 15th. Right? That conference is causing tech stocks to start just flying like crazy. Numbers 2 and 3 are CCIV and LI, but they're both out of my price range. And oh, look at that, NEO just randomly took over the number one first place in volume. I mean, people are buying call options on this like crazy because this has been soaring. It's actually been soaring ever since it was at 30 something, like right here, 31. It's doubled. It's almost doubled since then. It's about to double. If it gets to 60, it'll basically have had doubled. And electric vehicles, EVs, generally are a massive stock right now. This virtual investor conference is the reason why ALF and others that are around artificial intelligence or related to tech, that they're the reason why it's flying. Oh, thank God, this is so nice. Thank God. Keep going. I need this to come back up so I can just get my money out. Same with ALF too. Look at them. Oh, that feels good. That just made my morning. Like, I don't have much funding available to trade with, but I'll still be trading as soon as these guys become green. You know, in fact, if MRIN and ALF become green enough for me to just sell them and get any profit out of it, I'll probably average down on WISH, because WISH is still looking forward to booming. You know, there's a huge chance that WISH is supposed to keep going back and break 20. People are talking about it. It's also got extreme hype on Reddit and stuff. So you know, um, they're not even on high volume. They're just soaring. All right, keep going, keep going. I need that to keep soaring. This is so good. Thank God. That feels good. When did I last buy MRIN? I last picked up 20 shares at 12.45. So right now, if I wanted to, I could sell 20 shares because those 20 shares that I picked up at 12.45 are green, right? Like without a doubt, they are green. So I could sell 20 shares. What else did I buy? I bought 100 shares at 16.11. Those I can't sell. So the best I can do is sell 20 shares, but I don't really need to right now because it's looking good. It's soaring. Same for ALF. It's also soaring, so we're good. But oil plays are making a lot of chatter today. A lot of chatter. So there's another thing here. There's the where's the map? All right, where you get to see what's the most popular niches for the day. You know, and it's too early right now, but usually by midday you can see what's popular and what's not. Yeah, man, I'm glad MRIN's moving. I need that thing to keep going, become super green, sell it off. Everyone's happy about MRIN and ALF. I guess I wasn't the only one that's kind of stuck with it. Right, that's it. We're almost green here. Wonderful. And halted. Halted. That's insane. ALF. ALF, I'm a little further away, but I don't have that hefty of a position in it, so I'm okay. Whew, this gave me mad energy. I feel so good now. Holy shit. Cause like I made some good bank off of MRIN. I really did. I bought it and sold it so many times, and literally every time I sold it, it was at a plus. You know, and if it sank, it was like I would just pick up more. You know, now you can see here. You know, I bought it 1374, bought it at 1276, bought it at 1268, and then picked up even more at 1230. And then out of nowhere, it all soared, and I sold all 250 shares at 1453. That was wonderful. But then that sucked. This is the point with selling with limit sells. Like I was happy with my gains, but then the same day when it went to 1453, it flew. You see, like I bought it back again at 1790, which means that I could have sold it at 1790 instead. It freaking soared, and when I bought it at 1790 though, it went to $20, and then it just dipped hard. It dipped hard. I should have had a limit sell, but I couldn't type quick enough. So the fact that this is halted and all that is of course going to cause some drama, but I'm confident, with the line this powerful, that this is easily going to break 17, and I will see this through and sell it. Staff. What is staff? Staffing solutions. Staffing solutions. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if a stock like this, if they actually do staffing in America, which it looks like they do, professional staffing. This guy may actually become like a $100 stock, because right now in America there are so many job openings, but no one to work. Right? A couple of my friends work in New York in finance, like Wall Street, and one of them works at PwC. The other guy, he works in I actually can't remember his company's name right now vaguely, but they're both doing finance stuff, and they're both upset over the last few weeks where other coworkers that they work with, experienced people that they trust, are quitting. People are quitting. People are dropping out because a lot of companies are saying, "Okay, guys, time to come back. Come back to work." Massive float after the halt. Massive space on the daily for 8 plus. So people are saying this is really gonna apparently soar. Okay. Let's give it a shot and see what it does. Pick up a tiny 10 shares and oh no, don't go above so quickly. Come on, come back down. Let me just get my $4 entry. But okay, maybe this is gonna actually take off. I'm not sure. Today may be the day. And what's happening to MRIN? Still halted. ALF acting a little shaky. NRXP. When is this supposed to actually go through? Probably around like 1 p.m. Nice. Took a little dip, so I got my position back in there. Let's see what it does. I'm just buying a tiny position of it just to have it on record to see if I was able to successfully agree with someone that this may fly, right? So later on, if I ever come back to staff again, I could see what I did and I'll know. Like, this is basically a quote for myself. I'll know looking at what I did. Like, let's imagine I sell this at 6. I'll know when I come back to staff any other day that yes, this was one that I successfully knew is gonna be going up. Verb is looking a little boring. AUUD, another one of those tech stocks. Yep. Right. This is just what tech stocks are doing. So you another thing that you want to get good at seeing is when things come back to baseline, right? It could be difficult to follow, so you want to create lists for yourself where you put things into specific lists, like tech stocks this week, and then you add the list. Later on, delete the list when you're done with those stocks, right? Like maybe in a few months from now, you won't care for that list, you delete it. This did come back to where it was before this big boom, right? Before the big boom, it was right here at 575. It now came back down to under 575. This is where you buy it again. You know, you buy it again because you know, because it's a tech stock and we have all this tech hype right now with the conference and whatnot. You know it's going to go back up, you pick it up. Imagine you picked up 1,000 stocks at 570, 560, and then you sold it at 630. That's massive gains and you're happy. You know, so that's kind of what happens there. That's the fun of all that. There you go. I am green on MRIN. That's freaking awesome. That really is. I'm going to keep watching to see where it goes up to. But wow. Is it going to go to 18 or should I sell now? One of my friends is predicting it'll hit 20, which would really help because I could use all that money for bigger buys in other positions. Let's see if it hits 20. I'm going to hold this long. I didn't buy that many shares of it anyway. If it goes lower, if it goes any lower, oh, what the fuck? Okay, when did this IPO? A long time ago. All right, yeah. So anyway, if it goes lower, I'll definitely pick up a much bigger position on this if it is hyping today. Man, this is so nice. Look at that. I gotta change the title for this video now to MRIN at the end and write a little rocket next to it. Really glad I'm gonna get to offload this. Hopefully it will hit 20. I'll update that later on our portfolio. I want to see what else I hold is actually starting to boom, right? Because I need to get big money out of EVFM and to get big money out of Regulus. Regulus is looking green too. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I need to average this down, but I haven't had the money to do it yet. That's insane. Keep going. Oh, what? How are people saying that? Someone just said that D Nut, this guy, may go to $80. I mean, I guess it may. Krispy Kreme is very successful. You got regulars at 99 cents? Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't let go of it. I wouldn't let go of it. It's fine. I got it at even more than, let me see, did I average this down? Yeah. I first got it at 125, picked up more at 110. Didn't know it was going to go to 82 cents, but it was just a victim of FUD and panic. So it's okay. People panic sold. Now it's at a price where I would definitely buy it, right? So that means I shouldn't sell it. That's all that means. Would I buy it at 82 cents? Fuck yeah, I would buy it at 82 cents. So yo, Krispy Kreme is all the sugar, man. I remember the last time I went. I went in Atlanta, Georgia. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Just watching them make it is probably more fun than actually eating it, if you ask me. You know, just watching them make it is like, oh my god, this is amazing. The whole factory working and all that, and they have it in Manhattan now too. They have it here in New York. I haven't been to the one in New York because yeah, not really trying to get into all that sugar. I've been working on getting abs, so you know I've been fasting a lot, and I do intermittent fasting and all that stuff. And I just want to be a really freaking sexy doctor whenever I freaking start working at the hospital again. So those are some of my little personal goals. But you know, once the abs do kick in, maybe I'll go grab a donut. You're so lucky, man. You're so lucky that you were able to do whatever you're doing in VTNR. Very fortunate. What is it doing right now? You know, like this stock has been insane ever since this day. You know, just every morning people were waking up. Every morning it had a massive jump of $2 to $3. I was like, what? Is it unhalted yet? Oh my god, here we go. That's wonderful. I'm getting paid for diamond handing it, even though I was at a massive loss. So if it, I don't know where it's actually going to go to. I probably should sell now. It's at an all-time high. That's its all-time new all-time high. I'm just going to go ahead and, yeah, fuck. I should have just sold it where it was. Everyone's going to be selling it. New all-time high. Go, go, go. I want to sell it as soon as it gets to like, but I don't want to submit a limit order because then I have to cancel the limit order and edit it if anything happens. Uh, 1840, 1845. Come on, just go to 19 again. Did meds just sink? Because everyone's saying meds just sink. But I can't look away right now. Alright, alright. Sell it. Get it out, get it out, get it out. Good, perfect. 1925. Fuck it. I don't care anymore. It's gonna go wherever it goes. I took my profits and I got the fuck out. right? So 1925, that's it. Now if it goes wherever it goes, good for it. I was stuck and now I'm free. But I'll continue watching it though. That's pretty nice. For on the day, it's 77% up, and I got to be a part of it because I was bag holding. What's Mets doing? Did Mets just die? Because if it died, I might be able to. Oh, yeah, it's dying. Okay, cool. So that pretty much, like Johnny Light was asking, right? Why wouldn't I buy it? You see, like, this is why I wouldn't buy it. This is not news that deserves more praise. It's news that was an announcement. They announced that they're going to do something. They got their gains for it. Now everyone's going to sell. And it's not a gain that is so amazing that people are going to hear about it and be like, oh shit, I should pour money into this too. And, you know, stuff like that. No, that's not going to happen. So it could have happened though. I'm not a god. It could have happened. Alright, so that's good enough for today, I guess. You know, good stuff. This is dying out again, so I'm glad it came up to 19 again so I could actually sell it. I might be scalping it today, but I don't feel like getting stuck holding a big amount of it once again. And I might pick up more staff later on now that I have my money out of MRIN. But for now, I'm just going to sit back, relax, spend the rest of the day just chilling and seeing what's happening. And then I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot for joining.